Okay, hey guys, how you doing? Here I am again doing another cooking stream. Been a while since I've done one, but since I have a few days off, I figured I might as well use this time to try something new and a little bit more refreshing, so that way we're not stuck doing the same thing over and over again and go insane, since now is the worst time to go insane. So what are we going to be making this time? We are going to be making some fajitas. And as I'm holding this camera and recording this, the fajitas that I have right now are all brined up. So now I'm just going to be draining right here. Right, very good. So now here we are, all brined up, and now we're going to start seasoning them. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. All right, so these chicken breasts that I bought, these ones are free range. The ones I've used before are organic because I wanted to save money, but since I've got plenty of money to be stable for the next little while, I figured, might as well use it on something that's, actually healthy for you and not stuff that pretends to be healthy. Okay, so now that we've got that, next thing we're going to do is we are going to season them, and we're going to be using this specifically. Now, keep in mind that I bought this before I found out that Tesco was going to be mandating certain ID in order for us to go into the store, kind of similar to how the Jews were treated in World War II. So that'll be the last time that I ever cook using a Tesco product. And from this point on, I'm just going to be cooking at different stores like Aldi or Super Value. Anyways, let's get the negative stuff out of the way. After all, we're in Zen mode. So now it's all about the peace and positivity. So I'm just going to open the package up like so. And then we're going to start seasoning. Now keep in mind the way I'm going to be cooking the breast is the same way that I've done it before, using the frying pan. So it's going to take a little while to make. But not to worry, there's a lot of stuff that we'll be talking about during the stream, so it's not going to be that boring. At least I hope it's not. So let's get to it then. All right, so let's get some olive oil and start brushing the breasts. Because if I use my hands, they'll be crying sexual harassment, and we don't want that now, do we? Okay, here we go. There we go. We got the oil. Let's get the brush. Brush acquired. Oh, I feel like I'm talking like Dr. Stone. And for those who don't know what Dr. Stone is, that is a manga that came out 4 years ago and involves a main character who grows up in a post-apocalyptic world where everyone is turned into stone. And his job essentially is to survive out there and do whatever he can to make sure that he can use his good powers, put his powers to good use. Best thing about it is that it doesn't even involve any special magic or stuff. It's literally science. So I consider it like a great educational tool for those who are into organic chemistry, because they love to use chemical reactions. But of course, we're not going to be talking about that all night, now will we? Let's talk about some more popular stuff now. So one popular thing we could be talking about is the current Rittenhouse trial. Yep, a lot of drama going on with the Rittenhouse trial. Today will be the verdict, so hopefully something good happens, and I'm hoping that I'm not missing it right now as we speak, because they said they were on break. They just needed to pick the jury, and so that way they can determine what's going to happen with the 5 counts. Glad that they dismissed the gun charge, the gun possession, so that makes life a whole lot easier. And we don't have to worry about him having a very large sentence. And again, the whole trial shouldn't have been started in the first place. Okay, so oil is taken care of there. Now we're just gonna season with some peppercorn. Oops. Ooh, this thing is very, very slippery. Okay, let's do the other side. Don't want to put in too much. Okay, peppers there. Now we're going to put in some paprika. Voila. There we go. Nice and smooth. So hope everyone else is doing well. Sorry for the last minute stream, but wanted to just get this out of the way so I can show people that that my cooking streams aren't dead. In fact, they're very much alive. Just with the whole my busy schedule, it makes it a whole lot harder to manage everything. That's all right. All right, there we go. No one's commenting. That's okay. Show must go on. So that way we have something for after the stream ends. All right, there we go. Voila. Perfect. Okay. Chicken's there. Let's put in some garlic powder. Voila. Flip it over. All right. Perfect. And last but not least, can't go wrong with parsley. Yeah, one can argue that what I'm doing right now is a bit modified, but you know, you gotta sometimes the way you make food is the way you want to make it, while still respecting the heritage. You gotta be able to respect the heritage, otherwise, you're not respecting anything. Just something most people just aren't able to do in today's day and age, and that's really, really sad. Okay, now, last but not least, here comes the seasoning. Just to make it easier, we're just gonna put it on the board, and then I'm just gonna wrap it up like so. Just coat it all over. Yeah, perfect. Just like that. I say this is ideal for 500 grams, but this should be good enough. Yep, there we go. Nice and coated, very evenly, just like that. All right. I'm really hoping that Rittenhouse wins this case, because if he doesn't win, there's no hope when it comes to guns and self-defense. They're pretty much telling us that we have no right to protect ourselves. And most of the trial, if you've been watching for the past 2 weeks, you could just see how horrible the prosecution is, and how they just love to twist things to make it suit their own agenda. Luckily, it didn't work out this time, especially with the closing arguments. The whole thing was essentially a meme. Like, the whole thing was a meme with what Richards was doing. It's like he's been inactive this whole time, just biding his power, and then all of a sudden he explodes. It's like he's unlocked Mastered Ultra Instinct. So that's pretty cool. Okay, that tastes pretty good. Very good. Breasts are nice and tasty, so now we're just going to turn the oven on. By the way, if someone does end up coming in here and is nice enough to let me know what's going on with the stream, sorry, not with the stream, but with Rakita's live stream and whether they've announced a verdict, please let me know. Okay, let's turn the oven on. All right, here we are. We got our breast nice and seasoned. Right, let's turn this on. Oops. We're just going to do that maximum heat. Make sure it's nice and heated. So the reason why I have the frying pan is that I'm actually going to be I'm actually going to be frying the onions. So that way we have a crispier, crunchier taste to it. But then this time, and I'm not going to be putting onions, but I'm also going to be putting in some black beans, just to, make it soup better. Usually beans tend to be more of a burrito thing, but since I don't have peppers to make fajitas, and I actually hate bell peppers, might as well, compensate by doing something else. Don't worry, still respecting the culture, but now I'm doing a. I guess now it's fair to say that I'm actually doing a combo between a burrito and a fajita. I guess I could call it a farito or a bujita. So what do you guys prefer, the term bujita or farito? I'll go with bujita. Burrito sounds a little bit inelegant. All right, pan is being boiled accordingly. Okay, there we go. Put a little bit of oil just to be safe. And in goes the breast. Go. So I'm going to put that in and start boiling accordingly. In the meantime, I'm just going to wash the board because I don't want it to stain. Okay, let's do that. Oh, good thing there was no turmeric on here, otherwise it'd be completely stained and very difficult to clean up. Great. Okay. Looks like it's taking a while for the oven to heat up, so I'm just gonna have to switch. There we go. That's why I like and hate this specific stove, because it heats up very, very quickly. All right, so we're just going to time that for about a minute, and then we'll flip it over using the spatula. Yeah, Kind of looks like a steak right now, but I guess that's what happens when you try to use the seasoning. But since this is since we're making fajitas, might as well use the fajita seasoning. For next time, I'll just be using my own making my own seasoning. All right, very good. All right, we'll give it another 30 more seconds, then we'll flip her over. Pour it over a bit, so making the pot a bit even. All right. Okay, almost done. Oh, okay, perfect. We're done. Let's just flip this one over. Yeah, this fajita seasoning is pretty strong. All right, there we go. Flip this one over as well. Uh-oh, come on. Don't get stuck to the stove now. There we go. Come on. There we go. Whew. Voila, excellent. And we'll just let that season for another minute. Then once that's seasoned, then we're just going to simmer. They put the heat on a minimum and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And like before, we'll turn the oven off, we'll flip it over, and then it'll cook for another 10 minutes. And while that's being done, we're going to focus on frying some chopped onions and some baked beans, just so that way I'm not eating anything cold, and I get a more crunchier texture. All right. So we'll give it another 10 more seconds. All right. Come on. One more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's flip her over. Now, for those asking, why don't I just use an oven? Well, it's quite simple. The oven that in the place I'm staying at is broken. Why don't I just replace it? Well, that's up to the landlord, and I'm sure he's been trying to fix it for quite some time, and is probably either not able to do so, or he's just got a really busy schedule, which is fine. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so all flipped over. Now I'll just reduce the heat and cover for about 10 minutes. All right, there we go. Okay, so while that's being heated, we're just going to chop some onions right now. Right. Now remember, for those who haven't seen this before, key to chopping onions, make sure that you don't have a jagged edge, because it's actually smoother when you cut through the onion using the smooth edge and not a jagged edge. Actually, it also prevents from the juices being released. So here we go. We're just going to cut it right in the middle. There we go. Now, normally I would just cut it into squares, but since I'm making fajitas, I feel like fajitas are better cooked when you slice them in sickles instead of squares. So I'm just going to be making sickles out of them. And of course, remember, most important thing is not when cutting is not the knife itself, but how you hold it. It's got to be very firm when you're cutting it. Because if it's too not firm, you're not going to get a good cut. So I'm just going to cut the root off and get rid of it quickly before I start frying. So we'll leave that there. and then start cutting the other one like so. Yeah, I'm not surprised many people are showing up because of the Rittenhouse trial, which is understandable. But you know, hopefully something. Hopefully we get some good news tonight. All right, let's cut that off. All right, now I'm just going to take the beans right here, and we're going to put everything into the frying pan. And I'll be cooking this stuff. Should be about 4 to 5 minutes to cook everything thoroughly. All right, so we got that. We're just gonna let this warm up for a bit. Just coat the whole pan, and once it's coated, then we're just gonna just fry the onions accordingly, and along with the beans. Just mix it all up, and we're actually gonna. This is actually gonna serve as the base, as the first ingredients we'll be putting into the tortilla, so that way it's balancing out accordingly. And then, of course, we'll proceed with cutting the chicken breasts, which I'll be doing longitudinally. You know, just cutting in strips, because that's usually how you make fajita. Got to be cut into strips. If you cut them into shorter strips, then you're making a wrap. But we want to make fajitas, and I already did a wrap video. And let's just say that it doesn't hold up to what other wrappers do, but it's still good enough. All right. Right. Okay. All right, so another 5 more minutes here, and then once the 5 minutes are done, we're going to flip her over. All right. Let's dip the black beans in here, like so. And we're now going to put in some onions. All right. Well, we got quite a few people showing up on the stream. Very good. Just went from 2 to 7. Yeah. Apologies if I'm starting. If I was starting like all suddenly. You know, I was figured. You know, might as well. You know, make something to help celebrate the case. Should Rittenhouse be acquitted of everything? Let's see. Not seeing any comments either, which is kind of weird. Maybe on the replay I'll see it, or maybe let's see what happens. All right, let's just get her out. Perfect. And let's get the spatula and start mixing accordingly. Yep, for those who are just tuning in, I'm making fajita. Yeah, I've been a lot on my mind, and will do what I can to watch on the streams. Ah, Cement's in the stream. I'm wondering why it didn't show up earlier. It's weird. I'm gonna have to check the YouTube replay for that. So yeah, sorry if I didn't see my name. I'm just seeing the comments literally right now. So great to see you, Savage, and glad you can make it, brother. Same with you, Cement. Happy that you're here. See if anyone else is here. Wait, there should be a way to know who is. I was first. Ah, of course. Yeah. No, I figured you'd be here first, Cement, because it's just I just couldn't see. I couldn't see like any of the comments for some reason, and then yours popped up. So it's all good. All right. Go. Let's cook her up. Yeah, problem with this this stove is that it takes a lot longer to heat. But that's okay. I prefer, like, you know, doing things at a gradual pace. Just like with the relationship, everything's got to be gradual. If you heat it up too quickly, then it just goes to waste. I am doing very well, Pam. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm just making some fajitas right now, or actually, I'm doing a mixture. Since I don't like bell peppers, I figured I'd put in some beans, and I'm going to be making a mixture of a burrito and a fajita, which I like to call either a farito or a bujita. You know what? I'm going to go with bujita. Bujita sounds way better. I think Savage would agree with that. A bujita for an abuelita. Wish I had an abuelita. Both of them are gone right now, but I'm sure if they were alive, they'd be proud of. Your cooking is awesome to watch. Enjoying the stream. Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love the final. I love the final design that you made for the Johnny Depp doll, especially with the guitar. I think if Adam Waldman gets back to you, he's gonna love the design, and he's definitely gonna share it to Johnny. And then I really hope that Johnny mentions you, or let alone, like, you know, contacts you, saying, you know, do you want to meet up in real life, so that way I could see more of this, because he sounds like the kind of guy. Yes. Ah, okay. I'm glad you agree, Savage, because I know you come from a Hispanic background, so I want to make sure I don't say something which can be considered offensive, because the term Latinx is offensive enough. Okay, perfect. So the alarm just went up. I wish I had this kind of aptitude in the kitchen. Like I said, man, practice, practice, practice. Like it's just a habit. All right, so I have Savage's approval. I have Cement's approval as well, which means that we will be going on with the bujita. And here we go. All right. So we're going to flip this over, and then we're going to turn the oven off, and then we're going to turn this stone off. You're making my mouth water, Romer. I'm glad to hear it, and I'm glad that you're here as well. I can't wait. If he wants it and gives me the address, I would love to send it to JD. I made it just for him. I had too much fun with it. It was a pet project. And I think he will love it, because he appreciates his fans. He goes to sick kids hospitals. He performs as Jack Sparrow. He's definitely someone that he likes in terms of you know, he knows what fans are. He knows what people are. Now, in regards to his politics, I have to disagree, sadly, on some of them, but don't let that get in the way of me wanting to support him, because, you know, I support him because I want to be able to make sure that there is justice for for people who have been falsely accused of something that didn't happen. Whew, okay, this is going to be a little tricky, because this, when I'm better with puppets, a Captain Jack puppet will be next. Oh, that'd be awesome. All right. Okay, let's flip this over. Come on, come on. There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is good. 60 hours. Damn. See? Now that's dedication. 60 hours. Okay, so we got that. We're going to let this cool for 10 minutes. And I think it's safe to say that the beans and the onions are good. You're just cooking them until the onions are thoroughly brown. I'm just turning the oven off. And then we're going to just unwrap the tortillas. All right, now, as I said before, this will be the last time I use anything from Tesco because of their draconian laws. All right, so we got that right here. Okay, very good. Yeah, actually, and she actually posted some of them on. Unless you're talking about the puppet that she's going to be making. Yep, it's actually the first time I've been able to calculate the time involved because of the sped up video footage. Boy, I can almost smell it through the screen. Oh, yeah, it's quite tempting. Very, very delicious. Okay. There's a small portion of chicken breast, which I just tasted. Delicious. All right. So I actually started buying some organic beans, which I found at an Aldi store called Bunalan. These are organic. There's no preservatives. They don't put any citric acid or anything artificial. Savage indeed. Yes. It's not a stream without Savage and his onomatopoeias. All right, there we go. Look at that. So take that carefully. Just spread accordingly. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Now we're gonna put in some onions as well. Indeed, 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 Pam, indeed. Just gonna try and spread it around. Okay, looks like the onions are very well cooked. I like it. Yep, you meant the puppet. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be an interesting one as well. I hope. Yeah, I hope that Johnny can actually put a lot of marketing into it, because Pam, you really deserve all the recognition for it. All right, there we go. Don't want to put in too much, because then I won't be able to wrap it up. Punny, I'm a punny little prick, aren't I? All right, we got that. So let's get out of the shadow. Yeah, it's getting really dark right now. Like it was dark around 5 p.m. and it's not even December yet. So I won't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it's like pitch black at 3 in the afternoon. Okay, so we got that, and then what I'm going to be doing is so the way I seasoned it before, I used the paprika, I used parsley, some black peppercorn, the seasoning, and of course some garlic powder. You know, got to be able to, you know, it's a fajita. Fajitas are meant to be spicy, or just to have a kick into it. So we're going to be putting in some cheese, some sour cream. Since I don't have salsa, I got to use the next best thing, and some mayonnaise. Now the mayonnaise is probably something I probably should have put in the beginning to make it a little creamy, but you know what? Might as well do it now. All right, so here we go. We'll just put like a knife full of, or you know what? Let's make it a small teaspoon's worth. A small teaspoon can't hurt. Hey Sherry, glad you're here. Glad you could join me and the rest of us. All right. Let's just coat it around like this. There we go. Oh, okay, that's right. I could just coat it like this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Voila. Okay. Hugs for you with a heart. That's good. It is. It helps me to sew and feel good getting better at sewing, because I like to challenge myself to beef up my ability at any opportunity. Indeed. I just want to make people smile, laugh, and feel happy. Well, that's always been my goal, but I learned recently that, you know, in order to make others happy, you do need to make yourself happy. I mean, you can always do your best to help people, but the moment you run out of energy is the moment you stop doing it genuinely. All right, so we got a few more minutes to go. So we're just gonna put in cheese. Oh, got some rich, versatile, mature cheese. Blah. Okay, so that's there. And then we're going to put in a bit of sour cream. I enjoy cracking people up. Makes me more cheerful. You know, that works too. I mean, like, you know, if it cheers you up as well, then, you know, like, again, that is by yourself, like, wanting to help people. Of course, you can't help people without, if it doesn't make you happy, because then that means you're not actually helping. You're helping them, but you're not doing any favors for yourself. Okay, so we got the sour cream in there, got a bit of cheddar cheese. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more, a little bit more. And then, of course, some relish. Boy, that's beautiful, Romer. I want to know how it tastes. Well, I will definitely show you once my chicken breasts are done. If I didn't feel that joy, I doubt I could do what I do. I seriously lose track of time. The video process showed me of how long I sit and sew. Gave me a reason to learn how to do basic editing. Indeed. You know, I should do it too, but unfortunately, since I'm in a bit of a tough situation, then I need to really, like, once I move out, and, like, you know, have like more space and be able to do things, like, you know, with better equipment, then I'll definitely be able to improve with you know, basic options like editing. All right, let's put that there. Voila. Need to do better at gameplay. I'm just a beginner that helps me to pass the time, but now I stop. Hate I did that of stopping. What? All right. So me too, Cement. I'm happy to be the clown. Well, and I'll say you are the clown, and then TJ is the cynic, and then Hen is just the one that needs to behave, and then Fanta is the dark saint. You got other things to work on, I know. I had to set up a better workspace to make it work well. You can see the evolution of the parts as they progress. Indeed. You know what? I've only watched one video so far, so I really need to, you know, see the whole 60 hours. The problem is I myself have to work 60 hours this week, starting on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the 12-hour shifts, that's 60 hours that I'm going to be doing. It is going to be insane. Okay, now that all right, so good news. We're just going to move this over right here, and that means that with the timer going off, now we can safely take the chicken breasts out. Ooh, look at that! Look at that, guys! Look at that! That is freaking delicious. Well, thank you, Anne. You know, I really care about you all. And I feel like I don't appreciate you guys as much as I should. Oh, I sped those up double time, sometimes 2.5 speeds. That's not 60 hours of footage. Yeah, I know. It's I know. No, definitely. In terms of time constraints, you definitely want to slow things down. Okay, so here we go. There we go. Okay. You do, Romer. We know it. Thanks, Pam. You know, sometimes I continue to say things. Oh, meant to say Gundam kit models. You know what? Yeah, Savage, you got to show me. You show some Gundam kit models, like, you know, how you construct them. You know, there is one Metabots that I did. It was a Metabee kit that I assembled when I was in Chicago, and I've been meaning to buy a couple of more Metabots. You know, get Rakusho, Bark Beetle, some of the other hardcore ones out there. If you want to have some of your cooking airlifted here, that's something I'd appreciate. Oh, I wish I could, Cement. If I had my own helicopter, I'd be there in a jiffy. By the way, something I learned recently, a jiffy is actually a trillionth of a second. So when they say they'll be back in a jiffy, they say Still waiting for verdict, FYI. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much, Pam. I'm really, 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 really hoping that he's innocent. I mean, if he's not innocent, you know, there is no hope for any of us when it comes to self-defense and protecting yourself from riots. That looks so good, Romer. It does. Like, okay, I think I've outdone myself again. I was afraid that it might have burnt because of the extra season, because of the fajita seasoning, but I think it's worked out really well. It literally looks like a barbecue. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to be cutting them into long strips. Okay. And unfortunately, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to have to be using a fork and a knife, which I may risk losing some of the juice. But, you know, got to do what you got to do. All right, so here we go. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that. Look at how well cooked it is. Like this method I'm using, like with steaming the chicken, it really is foolproof. Like since I've used this, I have never burnt a single chicken on the inside. Always tasty, always tender, always delicious. All right. Mm. That is good. Mm. That is delicious. Are you familiar with the Byron Smith case out of Little Falls, Minnesota? Thanksgiving 2012. I've heard Rikita mention it several times, but I never looked into it myself. I really should look into it if he has, just to get like better understanding of it. Problem is, like, you know, aside from work, like the only thing I've really been focusing on is like the Rikita trial. The Rittenhouse trial. Yep. Yes, it is delicious, beautiful. Yes, it is. I think we have another winner here, guys. And the fact that I, you know, announced everything like last minute makes it even better. All right, so let's bring this over and pair it up. I need to know how good it is. How good is it? 10 out of 10, right? I think it might be a 10 out of 10. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. All right, careful. Careful. Voila. Okay. Okay, that should be enough strips for one. Check into it. It's one I feel strongly about concerning caste doctrine, self-defense at home from intruders. Probably will look into it. 11. Oh, Cement, you're too kind. Bring it over here. Oops, so here we are. All right, so that looks like 10 out of 10 to me. Oh, yep. All right, so everyone is saying 10, 11 out of 10. What say ye, the rest of the streamers? Sorry, the audience. Do you believe 10 or 11, or do you believe something lesser? It's okay. You can be rude to me. I don't mind. Life is suffering. The more I suffer, the stronger I get. Chat? Yeah, like anyone else, like who's in the chat right now, like aside from Cement, Real Pam, Savage, and oh my God, and saying 11 too. Wow. I hope that's not binary. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. All right, let's try her out then. Agreed with cement shoes being an 11. Wow, you guys are way too sweet. All right. Well, I'm glad that they turned out this way. Yeah, we're the chat. Yeah, slip of the tongue. That's my fault. I really should stop doing that. All right, so let's flip her over. Oh yeah, I think we've got a keeper here. Oh, I'm glad that you guys were all able to show up, and I'll let you know in Discord how it tastes. But I think based on what I've made so far, we have like our next masterpiece. So I'm glad you guys showed up. I'm just gonna be making the fajita as well. Oh man, you have quite the cunning finger skills to wrap it with one hand. Well, I can definitely do a lot of things with one hand. That's right. No regrets. Go enjoy my food. I shall. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Thank you all for coming on, and it's great to see you all. And I'll see you on the next stream. And may Kyle Rittenhouse be innocent and help us fight for our rights forever. Take care.